Hello there, this is Carlo and welcome again to Hitfilm VFX Studios and another exciting video. Today we're going through some software and I'm going to be sharing with you my most favourite VFX and movie making software for 2017/2018. Now I sort of like to play it like that because most software when it comes to time, shall I say, is always released in the middle of the year. For some reason, so for instance Adobe released their 2017 suite in 2018, so that's why I sort of like to keep it around this sort of date when I do these videos. I did one a little while back which was received fantastically by you guys. You seem to really enjoy it, so I've decided that I wanted to do one of these look videos every single year to keep you guys in the frame of what's out there. And keep you guys up to date with what I use. So we're going to be doing this the best way we can. This might be a bit of a long-winded video, so grab yourself a coffee, cup of tea, drink, well, whatever you like to have when you're watching YouTube videos. And we're just going to start it from the bottom down here, left to right, sort of a doctor style thing. I'll try and open as many of these programs as I can, and I'll try and explain to you what these programs are, shall I say. And what I use them for. There's quite a few here, so we've had a significant shall I say upgrade since last year. A lot more plugins, for instance, have been added, and software obviously has got more advanced, shall I say, to what you can do. So this is going to be quite an exciting video. So from the start we've got our very trusted friend here, After Effecks. I'm going to try and open as many of these programs up as I can, to show you the plugins as well as the software itself. I think that's quite an important thing to show you. So we're in After Effects, and as you can see, one of my plugins is asking me for an update. We'll talk about that a little later on in this segment of the video, what you just saw there. So let me just create a new project, and the reason for this is so I can open up my effects window, which is quite tedious. So I'm just going to make a new solid, and that way my effects will be open. So obviously we all know After Effects. You know, if you're into visual effects and movie making, you must know After Effects. So this is a 3D compositing and visual effects software, which is, if not the best out there. I mean, I don't think there's a lot that can come close to After Effects. Every single visual effects house, everyone uses it within their pipeline somewhere, which is fantastic. Even if it's to do the minimal things or the biggest things in visual effects and movie making, After Effects is always welcome in Now, you may hear some pitter patter going on in the background. I do apologise about that. I've got a few dogs here, so if you hear footsteps walking around the house, that'll be the old girl walking around, and I'm not talking about the missus either. She is a bit do-dally at the moment, which is quite sad, but anyway, I'll shut up and get on with the video. So if I open up my effects window, as you can see, quite a few effects in there. Each of these are part of, you know, a certain company that create visual effects or create plugins, shall I say, for After Effects. I've tried to keep my collection as minimal as possible, even though it's quite large, and keep it within what I would use in a daily basis, or what I would use regular, shall I say. But as you can see, we've got everything from Hitfilm to Red Giant Universe, Track Code, all the way up to all the plugins for video copilots, so on and so on. So quite a hefty arsenal of plugins, shall I say, for After Effects. This is actually the latest version of After Effects. As of yesterday, I think we had the update. So if I go here, this is 14.2, so this was released yesterday, believe it or not, and it's now, what is it, the 23rd, so 22nd, this update popped on the screen to be updated. I usually try and keep my updates as soon as they're available. I click on them straight away and get the updates, but there's plenty more things that After Effects does, obviously because of this update, and I'll get back to you in future videos when I do tutorials, so on and so on, about certain software. But yeah, the very famous After Effects CC 2017, which is amazing. So I'm just going to quit out of that and not save. So here we have Media Encoder, which I use to work within conjunction with Premiere to create proxies, so on and so on. So I'm just trying to find a project, and I can just open it up. So this is Premiere Pro, the latest version as of yesterday, shall I say, the 22nd Saturday. Premiere Pro CC. It is my video editor of choice, even though I have got a few video editing pieces of software within this arsenal of programs. So it's just asking me if I want to continue there. I'll just cancel that and my project should just load up, which is the project actually I'm working on at the moment. So I'm just going to let that load in. So this is a project I'm working on at the moment. It's a music video. Still a lot to do. There's a test video of this production on the channel if you want to check it out. That you can see on the channel as of now. It's an incomplete edit of a music video I'm working on. I thought you guys might like to see it in stages, so that's why that's on the channel. So this is the latest version of Premiere Pro, which has got some very nice additions to it, like text editor, so on and so on. So you can basically create text here, as you can see here, instead of having to go to what do you call it, to make a new text sequence or make a new text, you can actually click on that and type text now within the After Effects template, and it'll drop it on your timeline straight away, which is magnificent. It really does help. So you can basically create text on the fly now with Premiere Pro, which is fantastic. But more of that in future videos. So I'm just going to basically drop out of this program now. So we do love Premiere Pro. So Premiere Pro, or shall I say Media Encoder, works when I run proxies. I work with proxies within Premiere Pro. This allows me to render video footage that's of high quality, say for instance 4K, 6K, so on and so on, and render it out before it actually gets into Premiere Pro at a lower resolution, so I can work in Premiere Pro without any lag or jittery, juddery stuff at all. So next we have Photoshop, which I use quite a bit. I've got two versions of Photoshop on my desktop. So I've got the latest version of yesterday, CC 2017, and all the way down here I've got CC 2015.5. And the only reason why I've got this version on my desktop as well is because some of the plugins I've got for Photoshop are not yet updated for 2017, so they don't work on 2017, which is kind of a crime. But that's why I've kept the 2015 version, and then once the software is updated and it can run on the 2017 version, then obviously I'll get rid of that. But the great thing about Adobe Creative Cloud, because I am a Creative Cloud user and subscriber, basically if I wanted this, I could just download it for free, which is fantastic. So I can have the previous version and the current version available within my arsenal. Now I do have the complete version of Creative Cloud, the full monthly version. Only some of the software I've got installed that I use on a regular basis within my arsenal. I've still got a few that I've got installed but I haven't had time, so like Speedgrade, so on and so on, which is not been updated for quite some time now, because obviously you've got things like Magic Bullet Looks, which absolutely smashes the hell out of this program, and then sort of color grading software, you know, Davinci Resolve, so on and so on. So that's why probably Speedgrade has not been upgraded or updated for quite some time. So moving on, we've got Auditions. Auditions is obviously for music production. I use this to correct all my audio, and it's just popped up on my second screen, so I'll just shift that over here. I use this to fix all my audio dialogue for films. It is one of the best audio correction or audio creation software out there, and it works flawlessly, obviously, within the Adobe Creative Cloud collection. They all work seamlessly together, so that's what makes this program so special. Moving on, I've got Mocap Pro 5, which I do all my heavy tracking with. So this is a piece of tracking software. It's probably the most advanced tracking software out there that I've seen, apart from the built-in one in Nuke. The one in Nuke is absolutely insanely powerful, but this one is just as powerful, and it works flawlessly with programs like After Effects and Cinema 4D. So we're just going to quit out of that and just move on. This is Adobe Illustrator. I don't really use it. I don't really know why I've got it on my desktop. I just thought maybe it'd come in use for one day. Yeah, we'll just skip past that. It's nothing special. So this is Plural Eyes 4. This is the latest version of Plural Eyes, and this is a piece of software which I use in conjunction with Premiere Pro to sync all my audio. So for instance, for you guys that don't know, if you record off an external recorder, and you would say for to record off a camera with audio, you can bring both the files into this program, and it will sync it up straight away for you by following 3 simple commands, which is absolutely fantastic. It's an awesome piece of software. So I'm going to skip Overload and Lightroom because they're, you know, photos and stuff, and I'm not really a photographer, but I've got that there just in case I need to correct some pictures, which I really do, because most of the time I'm doing it in After Effects or Photoshop, but it's always good to have. This is the latest version of Resolve, as of a few weeks ago. So this is Resolve 12.5. Yeah, it's a lovely piece of software, very, very powerful. I'm not yet run this on this computer. As you can see, it's going through my specs. Damn right, my flipping system is set up good. So this is something obviously I've got to sort out because I haven't had time to use it, because like I say, I'm a Premiere Pro user, but it's a nice piece of software to have, and it's great for color grading, it's great for video editing as well, but obviously there's only 2 real video editors that are close to my heart, that I like using, which is 1 Premiere Pro and 2 Final Cut. Final Cut is just absolutely insane, insanely good on a Mac for fast video editing. So anyway, next to it I've got the fantastic Hitfilm Pro 2017. This is obviously very much like After Effects. It's a fantastic piece of software, it really is. This is where I can do some very cool visual effects work. It's an amazing piece of software. It's very easy to use, and yeah, it just looks, it's got such a lovely interface, the way it works out, the way it, you know, runs itself. So if I just create a new project and just start editing, or you can start compositing, yeah, it's got such a lovely user-friendly UI. It's got tons of effects that are built in. It's quite expensive. Well, no, actually, I'll take that back. It's not very expensive for what it does. You know, you've got Mocap built into it. You've got everything. It's so good. You've got the Express version of it, and it's really good because Hitfilm Express is free. But with the Pro version, you get so much more control and you get so many more effects. It's very, very cool indeed. So I'm just going to exit out of Hitfilm, and we're going to move along. So Blender. Now Blender, I think, for an open source piece of software, is one of the best out there. It really is. I mean, you know, you look at some of the work that people create within Blender, and it's production quality, and it's simple as that. It really is. So if you're into 3D programs and you're on a budget and you want to create super realistic, shall I say, movie production quality animations and films and stuff like that, yeah, Blender is the way to go. It's absolutely fantastic, and you know, it's unbelievable that this piece of software is free. It really is. So that's Blender. So this is my Creative Cloud. If I need to do any check on things, like my account, pay bills, so on and so on. This is my GeForce Experience for my GTX 980, which is what I've got in this rig. And here I've got 3ds Max 2018. I'll pop that open for you guys. This is the latest version of 3ds Max. I've not had a lot of time to play with 3ds Max 2018, but it looks absolutely insanely good. The only problem I have is that I'm running a very, very fast set of SSD in RAID 0, and this does take quite a bit of time to load up, which is quite frustrating since a system is very, very quick. I mean, you see how fast the other programs opened up. 3ds Max, you know, is one of the best 3D programs out there without a shadow of a doubt. It's used in major motion pictures. It's used basically for near enough everything when it comes to visual effects and movie making on a grand scale. But I do feel that you know, they need to fix their AI. I mean, that little bit of glitch in there, for some reason 3ds Max has always been a bit glitchy, and I don't know why. This is a very, very powerful system that I'm running it on, and you can see it does take, you know, a hell of a long time for the actual software to load, which has always been quite annoying, especially when you're on a, you know, you're working and you need to work quick. And obviously this is a very, very powerful system that I'm using, and I've got two 500 gig SSDs running in RAID 0, so I've got a hell of a lot of, well, a mental read and write speed. So yeah, it opened up okay, but it, you know, there was glitchiness in the opening of it. So I hope with future updates from Autodesk that they actually fix that. So that's Autodesk 2017 3ds Max 2018. So this is Maya 2017. Now obviously Maya 2018 yet is not released. We're on update 3 of Maya 2017 at the moment, which is great. Maya is a 3D shall I say, animation program that's used again in all major motion pictures, or major motion pictures shall I say. It's very, very powerful indeed. There is a hefty price tag on it, but that's what you get when you have quality. I mean, this program here is insanely fast and insanely powerful. It is very, very powerful. Some of the biggest films out there today were created, the CGI was created purely in Maya, and it's just insanely good. It really is so powerful. The imagination, whatever you can think of in your imagination, you can literally create in Maya, which is fantastic. And then next to that I've got Mudbox, which is the 2017 version, which I use to sculpt models, so on and so on. So I'll open that quickly for you guys. So this is Mudbox. This is used to sculpt characters, creatures. So if I open this head here, then I can just get my brush and start moulding and shaping creatures, painting. I can get various you know, effects types and start, oh look at that, it looks like me, and do various painting. And this is when you sort of you know, you create something in Maya or 3ds Max. You can bring it in to this program to give it some nice bumps and bring your character to life using this program. So an excellent piece of software which works flawlessly with obviously 3ds Max and Maya. So moving on, we have the latest version of Clarisse. I think it's called Clarisse. I never get the name right with that. Now this is a very, very powerful VFX tool and creation tool. This has been used in some of the biggest action films and visually eye-pleasing movies we've seen in years. This was used to create the Millennium, shall I say, Falcon scene, where it goes through the destroyer in Star Wars, The Force Awakens. It's a very, very, very powerful tool. I think it's a little bit more technical than most programs out there, but still very, very powerful indeed. So next we have the Foundry suite, which I have here. You probably notice these little ones here. Now these are the beta versions of Nuke 11. Unfortunately guys, the Foundry sent these over to me to test out, and although it was very kind to send these out to me to test out and play around with to give them feedback. I can't really open these because it was specified to me that I'm not allowed to share these programs on YouTube or Facebook or any other sort of social media site. So I do apologise about that, but when it's free to do so and I get the full versions of updates of these and they're updated to the full versions and these go, don't worry guys, I'll do a full video on that piece of software for you. So Nuke Studios, basically visual effects compositing suite, which over the years has evolved to an editing suite as well, so you can edit within Nuke Studio. It is purely based on visual effects and compositing, so very much like After Effects, but in a sense where it's node based. So everything, you know, for instance in After Effects everything's based on layers, but in Nuke everything's based on nodes and connecting things to basically this thing, which is your viewer. So you're basically creating a tree of bits and pieces which once compiled together will give you your final composite. So that's Nuke Studio, which has got an editor, or shall I say it's got this piece of software built in, hero software built in, so you can edit it on the fly as well. And this is Nuke X 10.5.3. this is purely compositing. This is the same studio but without the editing facility, so without this piece of software here. Like I've just said, this is purely node based, so you would basically, you know, put your tab in and put, like for instance, a camera tracker if you've got your footage in there, and it would add it, and then you'll connect it to your video and your viewer, and basically it'll all come together in one big tree built into this here, and then you'll finish it up and do what you will with it. So Nuke is obviously one of the powerfulest, if not the powerfulest, compositors on the planet at this moment. So it is super powerful. It is used in near enough every motion picture that needs special effects or needs some compositing done to it. While I'm sort of playing this video through, I will add little clips of, or shall I say pictures of what sort of films you know, the Nuke or the Foundry suite has been a part of, shall I say. So yeah, absolutely insanely good. So this is Mari, a painting tool. So if you know, create a model in 3ds Max Maya, and you sculpt it in Mudbox, you can bring it into Mari to create paintings and texture maps, so on and so on. So Modo is another 3D modeling piece of software. It is used in movies as well, like the rest of them are, or if not all of these are used in movies as well, apart from, I'm not too sure about Hitfilm. I don't know whether that's used in movies yet. Drop a message in the description below if you know about that. So Mari is a very powerful visual effects tool. It allows you to create stunning visual effects within for your films, shall I say. So yeah, it's very, very cool indeed. It really is very quick to use. It's very, very powerful. Yeah, it's just brilliant. It's just a brilliant piece of software indeed. So that is Mari. I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to come straight out of that so we can move on. So that is the latest version of Mari. I won't go through too much with this because these are just like players, which are also linked to the Nuke and the rest of the Foundry suite. So here, obviously this is Camtasia. This is what I'm using at the moment to record my screen, shall I say. This is in the wrong place. This is part of the Foundry suite. This is Katana, and this is a renderer for your Nuke stuff. I'm just going to let that load up. And this is a very powerful piece of software as well. Once again, another piece of software that is used in major motion pictures for visual effects and is used for rendering, so on and so on. So this is a pretty powerful, if not very powerful, piece of software by the guys at the Foundry. So awesome stuff. So this is a Boris Title Effects. Don't really use it. It came with a collection of plugins that I use in After Effects. So basically, this is what it says on the tin. It just allows you to create titles, should I say, for your films. So I'm just going to quit out of that now. Now this is an excellent piece of software. This is called Display Fusion, and this basically controls my dual displays. It allows me to move my screen very quickly. So you know when you have to drag your screen over from one side to the other, you just click on a little button on the top of your screen of the program, which is connected to every program, and it just bounces backwards and forth. So I'll probably go into more detail on that in the future. So this next program is Recline X Pro, and oh, I didn't want to open up that one first. Okay, we'll open up ZBrush first. So this is ZBrush. And what is ZBrush? So ZBrush is another sculpted and painted tool, very similar to Mudbox. If I just open up this mutt here, it's very powerful indeed, this piece of software, and it allows you to work with 3D creatures in an insanely realistic sort of way. It's very powerful indeed. You can paint directly onto this character, and it's just really insanely good and insanely powerful. And a lot of motion pictures and visual effects companies, shall I say, go to ZBrush to finish off monster creations, any sort of creations they see fit, like they've created final touches, if that makes sense. So I apologise that I've just skipped over these. So this is Recline X Pro. This is what I use to bring in and fix red footage. So this is used for bringing in red camera footage. So any red camera that I use or is used, I bring it in and I can sort of fix and play around with the video footage within this piece of software. So very advanced and very powerful indeed. Now this software looks very basic, but this is one powerful piece of software. So this is called Mocap, and this is basically a stop motion piece of software. So you can create, you see the films where they create stop motion, they got the balls scattered all over them. Well, this basically records that. It records stop motion animation directly from them pieces of hardware. So this is what this is. It's stop motion. It's for basically stop motion pickup. So the balls will be attached to the character, and then it'll be connected to your computer, and every time you move, the character will move with the real character. So that's some pure hardcore, very powerful piece of software indeed. So we've just, by mistake, looked at ZBrush, which is not a mistake, but then can be perceived as a mistake. But we've already seen that, so we're going to move on. So this next piece of software is Red Player. It allows you to play red footage on the fly, just to check it out. So nothing special, it's just a playback piece of software, so you can check your red footage and see how it's playing and how it looks. InDesign I don't use at all. I really don't know why that's in my arsenal. It's just there because it's there, shall I say. But yeah, don't know too much about InDesign. I know it's used for magazines and creating papers and stuff like that, so I'm not really too interested. It's got nothing to do with movie making in my eyes. So let's just unpin that from my dock. So this is Shuttle Pro, and this is for my Shuttle Pro 2, version 2. This is how I do what I use, the hardware shall I say, which I've got next to me on my desk, is a control panel which I use for my video editing, and it does everything. It works with every single piece of software out there that you can imagine, from Nuke all the way up to After Effects. It's just insanely good. I thought it'd be one of them pieces of hardware that I probably wouldn't get used to, because I'm so used to using a mouse and keyboard. But now, yeah, I really can't live without it, shall I say. It's very cool indeed. So yeah, that's my contour shuttle control panel, so I can sort of change things over when I want. So again, like I've just said, this is Photoshop CC 2015 version. The only reason why I've kept this, guys, is because some of the plugins that I bought for it for some reason don't work in 2017, so I was forced to keep it. So moving on, I've got Pro Tools 10, which is a music production tool. I've got so many plugins for this, I will not open it up. It takes ages to open up for some reason with the amount of plugins I've got for it. But this allows me to create film scores, so on and so on. So this is Lightworks, and this is a video editing tool. Very, very basic video editing tool, but I do feel it works very, very well. So it's a very sort of neat, tidy, very final cutty, shall I say, video editing tool. So Lightworks is pretty cool. It's been used in a lot of motion pictures, this piece of software, so it does look good. So this is where I created my intro to my opening sequence of my CB Animation Studios introduction. So pretty cool. You can do all your your scoping in it, your bands. It's very, very powerful, and it works very, very well. Don't really play around with this too much, guys, to be perfectly honest. Like I just said, I'm a Premiere Pro user. So this is Filmstro Pro. This is also linked to Premiere Pro, and this is where I do all my music scoring. So it is a monthly subscription thing where you pay a monthly fee and you get a collection of thousands of pieces of music that you can use within your film productions, TV productions, so on and so on. It's fantastic. It really is fantastic piece of kit. And now it works in conjunction with Premiere Pro, which is built into, which I've installed within Premiere Pro, which allows me to edit scores while I'm literally editing videos. So absolutely fantastic piece of software indeed. Now this is one of ShareFilm Aura. It's an awesome piece of video editing software where I create all my titles, so on and so on. Awesome piece of software. This is Stingray. This is the 2000 version of Stingray. This is the store thing, so you can go and shop around for different plugins, so on and so on. And this is Stingray itself, which is another 3D modeling software. Very, very powerful indeed. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'll just load that up for you guys. A lot of people ain't seen Stingray before, so I just think I'll give you a quick boogie on that. Again, like 3ds Max, for some reason takes a bit of time to load. Don't know why. Like I said, I've got two 500 gig SSDs running in RAID 0. Yeah, for some reason this thing just runs really, really slow. I think that's a I don't know, a fix that Autodesk has to come up with to make their pieces of software run quicker. So this is a scene that it's trying to load. It's jarring. I won't go too much into it. I'll just quit it now. It's very, very annoying. It really, really is. And finally, obviously, I've got the Nuke Suite version 11, so Nuke Studio 11. Guys, I do apologise. I cannot open this stuff up because obviously I promised the Foundry that I would not show it. But as soon as it's released, or shall I say the day of release, I will get the full version and we will go over it together and just have a look at what's new. And then finally we have Houdini FX, which is another visual effects tool which allows us to basically create visual effects, fire, smoke, assets, you name it, we can sort of create. Now there's one missing which is a bit jarring, and I've just noticed that, and I need to put it on my desktop right now, and that is the very most popular Cinema 4D. And I thought to myself, where is Cinema 4D? It's hiding somewhere from me, but here it is. It's the latest version of Cinema 4D R18 that we're going to open up now. Cinema 4D is insanely good. Most of you know how good it is. I do not want to participate in anything. It is a 3D creation software, and I've got an update available. It's 3D creation software, a lot like Maya, a lot like 3ds Max, but without the hefty price tag. So it's still got a bit of a price tag to it, but the great thing is about Cinema 4D, it's now been adapted for, or it has been for a little while now, for After Effects, and it works absolutely seamlessly in After Effects. So you've got a plugin in After Effects called Cityware, which allows you shall I say, to import 3D elements directly from Cinema 4D into After Effects. You can also track models from Cinema 4D and import them directly into After Effects. So both pieces of software work absolutely flawlessly together, which makes Cinema 4D one of my favourites out there. So guys, that I think is it. We have gone through once again all my favourite and most used pieces of visual effects and movie making software for 2017 stroke 2018. If you have enjoyed this video, a like rating will definitely be loved. And as always guys, I will see you in the next one. Ciao ciao.
I think I'm going to zoom in so we can really explore this.
Oh wow, my god, this is beautiful.
Let's hide the selection also.
And this is just a circle and a straight point.
Yeah. And what is even more fantastic is when we turn the preview on, just by altering the value with 1 unit, it changed drastically.
Magic. Wow.
Really